I haven't, it's John from Tabletop Narrative, and I haven't really done a video, I think, on any of the Underworld stuff that I've had. So I played for a few years, or a couple years since it came out, since season 1, and I'm an okay player, try to play a little bit of tournaments and stuff, and I do have a couple shadeglass trophies, and I just got this one with Rippa's here recently at a GW store, and it was fun. It was kind of new for me. I just painted these guys up, so as you can kind of see, painting them, kind of tried to have the 3 different colors for the wolves, but it was a good deck, and I won, and it seemed to be really fun. So I thought I'd share a little bit about how this worked and kind of what I did in case anybody was interested. So I used to play Magors a lot, and I think that these kind of play similar, very aggressive, and kind of you just get in people's face for the most part. So but that's kind of going to be about it. So I'll post right now what the deck list is, and then we'll come back and I'll go over some of the cards. So most everybody is familiar with the Rippas, and the biggest thing obviously is I would say the Snarlfangs jaws attack. That's what really makes them good, is being able to have multiple attacks and it doing 2 flat damage just is really good. And their Inspire mechanic is surprisingly good for the most part. Like, the interesting thing here is most people don't want to hit Rippa because it'll inspire the other 2, but then that allows you to really load up a lot of stuff on Rippa, and then he sometimes just becomes unkillable or just goes on the rampage too. So it's very interesting there. So we'll start here with basically like some of the start here with some of the things. So strong start, going to be killing stuff first, leading the charge. So that is obviously you're going to have Rippa try to get in there and do that. Feeding time. So a lot of my stuff, surprisingly, with the Snarlfangs Jaws attack, there's a lot of them, and I would hit quite a bit on it. So this actually I got fairly often. This is great because it's just basically after any activation. So you don't have to inspire your guys to do that, but basically just right after the activation, you can play this. So it could be on their turn, whatever. And because you usually, the 2 Minai and Staba inspire after he gets attacked, this is actually a little bit easier than what it looks like. And then here, of course, that's like an old advancing strike. That was easy. And then No Mercy. This, you'll see a lot of the cards would have like a lot of plink damage and things like that I would do. Or even if you attacked once with, say, the main attack, and then attacked with the wolf, this could go off. So fairly reliable. And then on these here, of course, opening gamut, fairly easy. Solid gains, fairly easy to get. Conquest was it was decent. I definitely got it quite often, and mainly because I think people were so focused because I would be in their deployment zone, that it would work that way. But okay card. Run Ragged, that's super easy, so that's a great one. And then Cruel Hunters, that is fairly easy too. And then Combination Strike. This one was harder. I ended up either ditching this a lot of times or recycling it and like dropping it for another one if I didn't really have too much, or I would get it. So definitely kind of a 50-50 type mix with that. So next we'll look at ploys. So these go basically, you need a little bit to kind of protect your fires, so that's easy. This is an interesting one. This actually saved me quite a bit. So because it's the same timing window as Potion of Rage, right? So if somebody was going to use Potion of Rage, you could use this beforehand to stop that, which I thought was really good. And then putting them on guard, there's a couple times where somebody wanted to, I played against Wrathgar, and they wanted to push me back and then say trap or snare me, and I couldn't because I would be basically on guard. So, and then also if you are a quarry, you get to reroll the dice. So not too bad. That was a good one. These are where the dog stuff would come in. So once again here, so well, this is basically you could re-roll attacks. So somebody attacks you, you could attack them. So it's kind of giving you attack out of the normal sequence. And then we have things here where after a failed attack, someone's going to try to get some more attacks on there. So I thought that actually came up quite often. I just have snare, don't have pit trap in here. Because the window, like I would normally not want to push people back. And so because I'd want to do the attack there, so I wouldn't, and then normally that would kill him because that could be like 4 wounds, but so I'd have this in there just in case. Obviously this for a little bit of movement in case I had to get somewhere. Distraction, Nightmare in the Shadows, it's pretty standard. Lethal ward, so basically we were talking about when you have wounded people, the objective, so like anybody has a wound on it and you attack them, so that's where these come in. Collapse is another good one, and then of course mischievous spirits just for the things. And this was interesting too, like I think I did this a couple times. Mischievous spirit, somebody under there to then do damage to them for being on an objective. So okay, so these are my upgrades. So Potion of Rage, good. Great Strength to do more damage. Sting of the Urgrub, do more damage. Bonded, which this was actually really strong. There's a couple times this came in that was super helpful. Sudden Growth, because I felt like sometimes if you got Rippa up there and he was almost about to die, just adding a couple more things to them made him so that he was survivable, which was very good. Champion's Fortitude. So the other one, what is it? Spectral Defense, or it's the one where you get +1 dice if you have dodges. I was thinking about this, but then there was a couple of times like when I played this, say where Rippa wasn't inspired, like this was the first one to have, and since he has a shield, this helps, and so re-rolling a dice is actually, I think, a little bit better than having an extra dice. So that actually paid off. Of course, Survival Instinct, great card. Like once again, being on guard, not being able to push. So part of the objective things, if I could get in there and just get on somebody's objective with a lot of this stuff, they couldn't push me off of it. Of course, Tome of Offerings, Trophy Belt. This is where sometimes I would bait people into attacking Rippa. So like I would almost put these on early with Rippa to maybe inspire him or do something like that, so that people would want to kill him knowing that they had the Tome of Offerings or Trophy Belt on him. And then Larval Lance. Late game, this was really good because Rippa would eventually die, but you'd put this on, say, Mean Eye or something like that, and it would do some work at the end. And then this, I never really used it because I didn't quite go against, this is mainly tech if I was going to go against, I don't know, Grimwatch or the Briar Queen. So I never really did this, but so I'm not quite sure how this would work. But the idea was if I can get in there, you know, not being able to be pushed off of something and stand on their objectives to prevent it. But I don't know, we'll see. So, and that was those. So board-wise that I ended up using, I used this one a lot. And then the other the other Beast Grave board, and mainly because of positioning wise, like if I have some stuff down here so they could be close, have some there so within range, and then they're also closer to the edge, so like there's two over here, so if somebody long boarded me or anything, I could get away with that. So I had one game against Wormsmat where I got long boarded twice and lost one of those, but then the second one I was able to just kind of move up and keep going, and had a great opening hand and really destroyed that one. So placement wise, obviously the thing would be that I was kind of learning as I was going is obviously being up front, having Rippa up, maybe have Minai back, like, you know, maybe a Minai back here a little bit, and then maybe you have Staba over here, knowing kind of once again to have him be attacked, and then, you know, trying to keep him within 4 to attack somebody first turn. So that was typically the game plan, and it worked out pretty well. There's a couple times where I would almost actually deploy back, and I even took, I think I took this board that has the has some of these things to hide against, you know, like the columns, and I actually deployed back a little bit to hide from Wrathgar and some shooting and stuff like that. So you know, mainly you want to be up front to attack often, but there could be some cases where you might go and you know, play cagey a little bit. And I think there was one game that I ended up winning where we didn't really score anything first turn because I was playing back, but I was slowly kind of like moving my stuff up a little bit so that when I, on the second turn, I was ready to go. So I was a lot closer, but I didn't lose anything. There was also some where I ended up playing against Wrathgar, the Man Trappers twice. And so the thing that I ended up doing for a couple of those games was actually offsetting the boards a bit, so that it would be a scenario, and then I would actually go back and put like Rippa here and maybe Minai like here, so that knowing they wouldn't want to put in the Nobblers over here because I would attack them right away. So they would usually put like Wrathgar. Let's get this over here a little bit. So they would usually put, say, Wrathgar over here or somebody out. And what I would end up doing is, once again, kind of slowly moving up. And if they had to come to me, then I could attack them and then kind of move from there. And it made it a lot more interesting because I think it prevents them from getting some early glory. So if you're going to kind of prevent some of that stuff from getting early glory, because Wrathgar, once he gets all his upgrades and stuff on him, he's super tough to deal with. But so that's kind of basically it. And overall, it's just super fun. You just run, charge in there, try to attack them, you know, kind of plan it out a little bit. And that's it. If you think that there's something maybe I should be doing to improve this, let me know. If you have any other questions or anything, just leave a comment. And thank you. Bye.